And we're back. Thank you everyone for joining me for part 4 of our Volkmar the Grim Legendary Challenge campaign. So if you remember last time, we had just taken out the Ogre camp right here, and we had set our sights on revenge. We let King Hakor borrow our settlement, or our capital province really, and it's about time that we take it back. And so I'm going to go ahead and just look at the new skills that we can get.
I see Sigmar's hand in
So
this.
just leveling the kind of basic
True
abilities
servant of
here.
Sigmar.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so we have a new weapon. Go see. I'm going to give that to Volkmar, making him even more deadly than before. So we have some ancillaries. And so we might not have talked about this before, but in the game, right, you get your items, and every lord or hero has a couple slots here for those items. Like a weapon slot fits in a weapon slot, a talisman fits in a talisman slot. Then ancillaries are something that can just be added. Can only be equipped by a warrior priest. Okay.
Protector of the weak.
I'm trying to figure
Praise
out
be to Sigmar.
which one of these. Here we
By
go.
the Helden
So these are things that can also just be attached. There's only a few slots available, but it's great to just add to your
I live
characters.
to
So we can
serve
get
the
one
Emperor.
for each of our warrior priests to increase the control, which prevents rebellions in our territories. So now that we've done that, and let's also move our hero that we had left a little bit stranded over here. Start bringing him back to our core army. We're going
Ready
to
serve.
start extracting our revenge.
chosen
So how
of
far
Sigmar.
I serve
can we walk
Sigmar.
here? Let's see if I can go
Ever onward.
over here.
Honored to serve.
Praise
I'm
Sigmar.
actually shocked at how. Oh, I guess we saved after the battle as opposed to on a new
Moving
turn.
out.
So our movement is pretty much used up already. We'll see. We might drag these guys out of their base. Hopefully not too far. I don't believe they can have enough movement to get all the way back to their settlement right here. But if they do, it will be a big battle on our hands. We could upgrade this. I don't really see a great reason to. The stats in the income just doesn't really justify it, and we need our money to hold out for us for a little bit. So let's go ahead and end the turn here. There's one ability also I'm excited to use. I've never actually had a campaign with warrior priests and Volkmar, and I think they get an ability that kind of does like an AoE, like light attack on the ground around them. So that will be super, super strong. And although we can't use magic, having stuff like that is super useful. I'm considering that like a faith ability, not a magic ability. So skirting the line. Okay, great. If we research some more technologies, we'll get some pretty decent items here. And okay, of course, he is back. So I'm not super concerned about this army. Tomb Guard is probably okay. I think we're gonna do the same thing we did when we attacked the ogres originally at the Great Desert of Araby.
Champion of the faith.
So I'm gonna actually attack with
Arch
our
Nectar.
main army. I want most of the experience to go onto Volkmar, and so whoever leads the attack is generally the one who gets the most
Fear my
experience.
righteous fury.
And
I will
something I need to
cleanse
double check here. You see his battle effects, melee defense +8 for all of these units for the Lord's army. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe if he's not the target of a fight, these abilities don't come into effect, and I'd really love for all of our flagellants to be buffed as much as
Sigmarite
possible in
Arch-Lector.
each fight.
Champion of the faith.
So let's also see really quickly, Spearmen, you can see that a lot of these are bonus versus large. It's a decent amount of their army. Opponents versus infantry.
True servant of Sigma.
So I'm a little bit concerned to have our lords on these horses, just because so much of their army is spearmen. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is actually take them off.
Ready to serve.
So hopefully that works out better for us. We will see. And oh, this is amazing. Let's get our extra warrior priest involved. That will actually be such a huge help in this fight.
Orders.
And I'm going to go ahead and also take him off of his horse. So Ulrich, Curtis, Boris, and Volkmar. Let's see. Yes, do not need to upgrade that. And I don't think anything else really needs to happen here. Yeah. They'll probably declare a war on us at some point. We could even, we could try. Yeah. This is nice.
My throng stands ready.
So we'll see. I'll show you just as an example. Like a non-aggressive pact is minus 8.2. I don't even think I can balance that offer because I don't have enough money to be able to do that. I wonder if... Wow, that's actually wild. Definitely worth considering just to have a buffer between me and some of these other factions here. It's a faction of order as well, right? You have the chaos on the one side who's kind of evil and tend to be in alliances with each other, and you have the factions of order, which is like the Empire, Bretonnia, dwarves, elves. This could be actually really, really strong. A trade agreement. Let's see how much money they give us. 1,300. A trade agreement is not bad, and they'd also still give us that. So this would be super useful for us. Let me also just check how much money we're getting from this location. Probably not much. Yeah, it's 40 gold. So I'm more than happy to do that. I don't really see a problem with having the doors here, because really, unless this had more building slots, it's just not that useful to me. I mean, this is okay. I don't know if it's critical though. I think why not? Let's like make the campaign more exciting. Help out some of our buddies. Sure, we'll do non-aggressive. Doesn't really need to happen. And maybe I could even have him join our war. Yeah, I mean, we could have him do a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, not really the best deal for us, but I think just for everything going on right now, not a bad idea. You can see the settlements mod adding a dwarf hold right there. Super cool. So, all right, we waited long enough. Let's hit end turn. Here we are. So it says valiant defeat, which in my mind means we should do totally fine. I think we can take more of a forward position. If you kind of like zoom down, you can see, you know, all these hills here, and it's super important to be on top of a hill if possible, and give ourselves some breathing room. Put these guys right behind the spearmen. Empire Knights can kind of hang out wherever, really. And I believe I took everybody off their horses. Yes, perfect. Put them right in front. This enough to capture everybody in their leadership aura. And we'll have the swordsman kind of hang out
For Heldenhammer!
in the back just in case anything suspicious happens.
For war! Standing by!
Have our spearmen be a little bit more protective of
Understood! Budget!
our
For
archers here.
Heldenhammer! For the twin-tailed comet!
Cool. Let's make these guys, put them in a control group. Something like that. Totally fine.
Sons of Sigmar, to me! Purge this place and strike!
So their horse archers are coming at us.
Dare to
They have a speed of 76. Our Empire Knights have a speed of 78. So we actually could catch them if they kind of get too far away from their army. So I'm going to hang out, act like nothing is happening. The Empire Knights are just having a nice time exploring the scenery. And once they cross this like threshold right over here, I will definitely, let's see, right about here sounds good. So, getting close. I'm also not very concerned about getting hit by some arrows. Totally fine. I also do not know how to control this cinematic camera. But let's get out of here. As you can see, super valuable to have a cavalry unit. Trying to make sure they stick in there. They're shooting Volkmar for some reason. I felt like on the higher difficulties, units wouldn't typically waste their arrows on lords. I can just have him go back and forth by holding shift. So hopefully he gets started doing that.
Ready to serve!
Yeah.
We serve!
And I'm gonna go around kind of pretending like before
Take
that
position!
nothing's happening, don't mind us, and then just hit them. I don't really know the AI strategy here, but I'm not against it. Empire Knights making short work of these, and our other hero just came in. So how are we doing here? So far so good. Our Empire Knights also have the benefit of having leveled up many times now. You can see that those really add up. Some technologies, you know, give you less. Yeah, I've never seen the AI do this on a legendary campaign. But I will never say no to this. So you can grab those archers. I'm a little scared of these chariots attacking our Empire Knights, but I will take the hit. Chariots typically do not have very good combat stats, although I don't know much about the Tomb King's chariots, so. Let's see. Okay, let's pull them out. They've done more than enough for us in this fight. And oh my gosh. Hope we don't lose them. I'm going to slow things down. And actually what I'm going to do, which I've been doing I think most of this campaign, is just have our generals rush up ahead.
Double time by Sigmar!
I know this seems a little bit wild, but since there's so many of them, I'm really not that concerned for their safety.
Our weapons are yours!
And what I'll also do is just push out
At speed!
Push out these spearmen.
Unlock formation!
Just start to bring them closer.
I condemn them.
Is this their hero?
No lingering.
Yeah. I mean, this is incredible for us.
Spearman!
I do not know why the AI is doing this,
We serve the Emperor!
but
Take position!
we could use all the help we can get in this campaign. I feel like we've been relatively unlucky. So let's have these other units kind of charge forward and just get into the fight. You can also bring the swordsmen around. Since the chariots seem to be pretty occupied, I'm not as concerned about protecting these archers in the back here. Actually, I'll even shoot them. I do want to say a little bit clumped just because of the abilities of our heroes. Why not? You can see that these horsemen are actually trying to be sneaky.
Rebels aim! We're ready! For the Warhammer!
Let's go ahead and
Take aim!
try to hit them with our archers there.
For Heldenhammer! By Ulrich's wrath!
Sure. Add some more melee buffs. Is their leader still alive? Not quite sure.
Yes, my lord! Yes, sir! Quickly! Soldiers of the Empire!
Yeah, so our spearmen will, constantly come in and out of combat.
For the war!
Yeah, our horsemen are a little bit farther away than I anticipated they'd get. So, and our archers here,
Missile infantry!
need them to dish out damage to
Spearmen!
these chariots, as well as hopefully get some of our spearmen
We are ready! Sigmar
involved as soon as
guides us.
possible.
By Ulrich's wrath! Find your targets!
Oop.
At speed!
There we go. Perfect.
Soldiers of the Empire! Swordsmen! We serve the Emperor!
So the one dangerous thing with
By Golmaraz! Charge!
chariots is that they have pretty high mass, and so their ability to
Conditions
kind of get in and out of units
Yes, General!
is
Bring it down!
super strong.
Big
So they're kind of hard to pin down. You need a heavy mass unit with them.
For the Emperor!
Our knights are doing okay over here, a little bit spread out, but definitely have stopped the archers from harassing the rest of our units. I'm going to shoot off some of these buffs, and our soldiers
Take the ground!
can go ahead
Death to the enemy!
and continue fighting there. I'm definitely not playing this the best I've ever played a match before, but
Ranged weapons ready!
it's fine.
Yes, my lord!
These archers attack.
Shooting ring! Charge! Get them!
Let's see,
Awaiting your command!
having some of our
Emperor's might! Yes, General!
lords have some issues here.
Spearmen!
I can bring these soldiers forward.
Missile!
They'll do a little bit better. Let me bring the archers up as well.
Quick march!
And I can shoot directly into the enemies from the side.
Cavalry
And these
ready!
cavalry are
Sigmar guides us!
struggling. We kind of lost a lot of them in
Fight chant the battle hymn! Pray for
the beginning
glory!
when we got a little bit lucky there. So
For the comet! Ready!
how are these archers doing? 21
Missiles
kills,
Ready, my Graf!
7. Yeah, I mean,
Loaded, sir! For the
not bad at all.
Emperor! Ready for war! Sigmar calls! By Sigmar's will!
Hopefully those horsemen crumble very quickly.
Taking aim! Arch-Lector! Offering battle prayers! For the twin-tailed comet! The ground quakes! Budgets!
We really It's been a rough match. Let me go ahead and attack these archers over here. And let's see if we can't get these archers with our cavalry. It seems like their units are ready to break. It's not 100%. Go ahead and hit these spearmen from the back. Maybe you can get a little bit closer to the back there.
By the Jade Griffin.
Hopefully we didn't lose our witch hunter. I actually was not totally paying attention to him.
Quick march.
Sir, no lingering.
But
Now, ready.
if not, that's okay. Or if we lost him, then that's fine.
Prepare for combat. Quick march. Formation. March. Yes, sir.
We mostly don't want to lose those Empire Knights.
At your service. War. The Empire endures.
And we'll just see here. Let things play out. There we go. That was... could have been way better. Yeah, we actually did lose our witch hunter. Let's see, let's go ahead and get loot and occupy. Let's just occupy. Yeah, killed in battle.
A quest has been issued, mighty lord. A great adventure beckons. Be wary, though, for while the potential
All right.
rewards are great, so too are the perils.
That is very strong. Yeah, I think, although we can recruit witch hunters, I think primarily Volkmar buffs warrior priests. So that's why I'm not as sad to lose him. That kind of gives us more income back per turn. So, not the worst. It also makes it easier for me, when you have an army of more consistent units, it's a lot easier to understand your expectations around what they can do in a fight. So I am going to start going into Volkmar's bottom line here to give more melee defense for Flagellants. It seemed like in that last fight they really kind of struggled. So I think the one big benefit is that we have a ton of experience coming in with all these bigger fights.
Chosen of Sigmar.
So let's go ahead and give all of our guys more melee defense.
Defender of the faith.
And if we look over here, so I believe Benediction, okay, that's a leadership buff, which honestly we may not need considering Flagellants are unbreakable. Armor is never bad. Health is obviously also never bad. So yeah, let's go ahead and get just some more health.
Praise be to Sigmar.
I tend to
Sigmarite Archlector.
always focus on the health-oriented abilities when leveling up heroes, just because
True servant
really it's
of
more
Sigmar.
about staying power than anything
Sigmar,
else.
Grant me strength, the instrument of Sigmar's
So what do we have
will.
here? So these are considered tier 1 units. It wouldn't break our rules to recruit them, but I think to keep the challenge exciting, I'm going to delete that building.
Praise be to Sigmar.
And Sudenburg is looking like it wouldn't be that hard to take for
This is
ourselves,
wise.
and we're so close.
By
I wonder. Yeah,
By Sigmar.
everybody's just barely
Servant
has
of
barely
the honor.
not enough movement. Yeah, and if you forward march, you can't actually attack from that stance.
Your word
So,
is my command. I will
I'll have
go.
everybody get to the other side
Servant
of
the
this,
faith,
and I can even go
following Sigmar's path.
until they hit 50%
I
movement.
will obey.
We can put them
I
in
serve
camp
the
stance,
Heldenhammer.
which gives them a little bit more healing per
What?
turn. And then Volkmar can... I do want to recruit units. We have our archers. I mean, there's a chance to kind of cheat here in a way. Four spearmen. I feel like they've been doing okay in the battles. Let's get one archer and just one swordsman. I know it is a tier 1 unit, so we're allowed to do it. I'd prefer to mainly focus on the units that we buff, but just to justify having another buddy for our swordsman there.
I serve Sigmar.
And this can also be upgraded, which at this point, because we don't have Sudenburg, I'm more than happy to do. We have some income. And yeah, let's just make sure though. Yeah, so nothing that can be recruited. I wasn't sure if we would have like a witch hunter slot available to us. Oh, this is great. This is perfect, actually. So this is what's called a Regiment of Renown. I'm sure a bunch of you know that these units just have these incredible buffs on them. I don't think people typically leave them in their armies because they can be recruited, I think, yeah, instantly and potentially anywhere. So I'll hold off on at least one turn before we do that. And it looks like our enemies are, you can see their flag in the background there. They've already started recruiting a new army. I am not going to try to say that name. I think I will 100% butcher it.
Orders.
Okay, yeah, because we deleted the building, we cannot recruit that swordsman. That is totally fine.
My faith in you wanes.
So the only concern I have is if I leave this province, they will, without a doubt, attack it. What we could do
Praise Sigmar.
is try to find a good place to ambush.
What orders?
You know, I'm not as concerned to get Sudenburg back.
Here to
So here's what we'll do. I'm gonna move this unit like right just outside the territory here. It's like right about here.
my journey begins.
I'll move his buddy right behind him.
In his name.
Right, so they're both getting recovery still. And then what I'm gonna do is actually move Volkmar right behind and put him in ambush stance.
All evil.
So,
Protector of the weak.
and I'm gonna have one of them recruit a spearman as well as the other one. And so what will this do? The AI will see these two guys both recruiting units, which is considered a high threat move to the AI when you're at war. And so they will try, at least from my knowledge, they will try to attack these two
Volkmar the Grim.
lords. And Volkmar, being in ambush stance, will, whether or not the ambush is successful, he can participate in the following battle. So if this doesn't work, I'll just be a little bit sad that we've wasted a turn. But I have high hopes. I think growth would be great, but I also think that we could use some money per turn. So go ahead with that building. I don't think there's anything really valuable to check here. We are just going to wait. If our trap works.
You will taste
Yeah,
the
okay.
righteous
What do you think?
retribution of the
Declare war?
sons of-
Yeah. I knew it. Never trust a vampire. And there we go. Our ambush is successful. So again, I feel like this shouldn't be Pyrrhic. I feel like this should be a pretty easy fight for us. And we'd lose, yeah, I mean, we'd lose quite a bit of units. I think I'd rather fight this. I'll probably lose them anyway, but at least it'll be of our own doing. Okay, so we've never done an ambush fight before, ambush battle, and what you can do is the enemy is locked into walking towards this exit here, right? They've got like 5 seconds where they can't do anything but continue to walk in this straight line. So it is very advantageous to get your units on either side and rush to attack. I'm trying to see what would be the best approach to this.
Yes, General.
Sigmar's will.
Yeah, their lord is in the very back. Ushabti, bonus versus infantry and armor piercing.
Warrior priest.
Yeah, I think we'd like to. I'm kind of learning my lesson from the last battle. If possible, I believe we'd like to group our units up as much as we can.
Standing by.
So let's move the archers back just a little bit so I can put these guys all in a control group. And yes, attacking on either side would be perfect. And maybe that's what we'll do is we'll actually just position the knights here. So
It shall be.
not as dramatic of a sandwich, but a sandwich nonetheless. So let's go ahead and just run straight in.
Behold the light of Sigmar.
And these archers
Understood.
hopefully start attacking as soon as possible.
Let's be. Go.
If nothing else, I might just distract the enemy with these knights. Yeah, they're even in movement speed, so
For the twin-tailed comet.
Take position.
we're gonna hang out here. We're gonna move units back. The archers attack. Actually move some of them back. It seems like the enemy is headed their way. Alright, keep running knights, distract half of their army. That's great. And yeah, the Ushabti are having a very difficult time.
For the Emperor.
Give everybody a little bit more melee attack. And let's move these archers just kind of around. It seems like it's safer to maybe be on this side, even when their archers decide to eventually come back. We'll be able to take aim at them pretty easily. I don't know if that's just for himself, but that's perfectly good. Okay, awesome. This is like exactly what you want. Is like a grouping of enemies like this, all near your lords, when you have these incredible buffs that you can give everyone. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack these guys from the back. I do have these spearmen right here, so I'm gonna move. Just move these guys a little bit back.
To battle!
Keep running around. And let's bring these lords that have just come into the fray. How are we doing here? Yeah, that's great. So this lord will take care of those units. I'll have the archers really fire anywhere is fine.
Sigma calls. We're Sigma's heirs.
And all of our abilities seem like they are on use. This guy has a long way to run. Can you imagine running in the desert in armor? So they will get to us eventually.
Weapons at the ready.
I'll have one archer focus on their archer, or maybe two just so we can take it out quickly. And yeah, back here we can rebuff the units.
Offering battle prayers.
Might even be able to actually get off Volkmars. So we have a ton of melee attack. We hover over 91 melee attack on Flagellants. That is a huge, huge amount. Oh. And I got distracted. Our Empire Knights are struggling.
Take aim!
Okay.
No
We can
lingering!
move one unit of archers to get behind the enemy.
Ready for war!
Actually move these as
no
well.
lingering! No lingering!
Actually move both of
For
these
the
behind the
comet!
enemy.
Ready!
Yeah, keep running, Empire Knights. And our army seems to be doing good here in this giant mosh pit of enemies.
Ready for war!
Keep running. Archers are in pretty good
Stand
position.
your ground! We serve the Emperor! Ready to fire! We await your orders! Taking
Okay.
position!
Yeah, I'm gonna try to have them attack as soon as possible before the enemy gets wise to our little plan here.
Take the ground!
Yeah, Empire Knights hold out for us.
Finding range, sir!
Let's go ahead and attack.
Take
And get a little
position!
closer. Oh no, they summoned Ushabti to attack our archers.
Yes, General! Missile infantry! We obey! Sir! Moving now!
Continue to move away.
Ready
Yeah, our
to smite! Prepare for
general is
combat!
attacking,
I
or one
am
of our
ready.
many generals is
Very
attacking.
well. For Helden
And these archers
Hammer.
are doing pretty good damage there.
Send this out. Go! In the
Be ashamed to lose these Empire Knights, but we might get close.
Yes, sir! Quickly! No lingering! Yes, sir!
Let's gonna direct them into the bulk of the army here.
Hammer! Ready to serve!
19. I don't think we've crossed the threshold for losing this unit completely, but we might be very, very close.
Yes, General!
These archers are back.
The Emperor!
Let's move these
At
archers as
speed!
well.
No lingering! By the Jade Griffin! Ready for war!
Okay, now these archers are in trouble.
For Helden Hammer!
Let's move them
Moving now!
to the side. We're completely wiped out.
Shield of faith! Rah! Rah!
So our Empire Knights are running away. Hopefully that means they can survive for another day.
Ready to serve!
The enemy lord was wounded, so that means they should take a big morale hit here.
For Helden Hammer! At your service! The Empire endures! Take aim!
As always, our units are fighting
Moving now!
till the last breath,
Taking aim!
struggling a little bit here.
Yes, sir! By Gal Maraz! Swordsman!
So they're just crumbling away.
I fear nothing!
These archers will probably lose. I'll just pull them back.
High Priest!
This is that one time where you wish you had a few more
Servant of Sigmar!
lords, heroes on horses, but
For the
is what it is.
Warhammer! By Ulrich
so let's go this way, and we'll just have the rest of the army charge forward at the enemies.
Attack!
Seems like our Empire Knights are
Wakes! Taking
hanging out.
To
I'd
battle!
be super nervous to use them anywhere, so I'm actually
March!
gonna tell them just to withdraw.
Shoot! Missile troops! Yes, sir!
Yeah, these flagellants being as slow as they are, as weak to arrow fire, makes it difficult. But it seems like we won. Yeah, perfect victory. I don't know if we might have lost this unit. Might have lost that unit. I guess we'll see. They were predicting 4, so anything better than that is a win for us. All right. Yes, we were able to keep all of our units. So a super good outcome, I'll go ahead and end the video here. So thank you everybody for watching, for commenting, for everything in the past few days. This has been really only the best experience I feel like a person on YouTube can have. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time.